Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. Today, a rare movement shot to open a review of a watch that is a landmark piece for an important brand. From Bethune, we have the DB26 Perpetual calendar. If you love this watch, reach out to Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase, pricing, and availability questions concerning this watch. So, launched in 2008, only 20 pieces of the seminal model were created, 16 of which are white gold, as you see right here. So the timepiece is rare. It's also broad and flat, 44.4 millimeters in diameter. I measure it 12.8 millimeters thick, and the lugs are the first appearance of Bethune's now signature and patented floating lugs. So at full compression, they're 52.4 millimeters across the wrist. At full extension, 57.3 with a 26 millimeter spacing between the lugs. This is the opposite of a bullhead winder. It's actually an inverse crown. So we'll throw it on my wrist. This is right side up for the watch. My wrist is 16 centimeters circumference. You can see it is substantial, but it's not too big for me. And the floating lugs, which you'll note from this angle, really make that fit work, despite the large size of the watch and the small size of my wrist. Really good looking piece. It's comfortable. If your wrist is my size, 16 centimeters or circumference or up, this is going to fit you. So 16 and up, good to go. In profile, thinner than you think. Under 13 millimeters thick, it will fit under a jacket cuff and most dress sleeves. Taking a look now, I can assure you that when you receive the watch, it will not have the fake alligator strap that we use for shipping watches across continents. Due to various kinds of wildlife treaties, we just can't ship gator. But if you do want this impressively handmade Bethune branded and hand-sewn Jean Rousseau strap, we will throw it in along with a genuine Bethune Jean Rousseau calf and alligator or full alligator leather strap based on your preference. I actually like this because it won't wear out. Now, taking a look at the buckle at Bethune, it's long been a practice to include buckles that match the design of the watch. So what you can see right here is we've got a Bethune buckle that matches the design of the lugs. Now the case and the watch made of gold, and you can see that what we've actually got are two different materials. If you look carefully, you can see that the lugs themselves are much brighter than the warm case material. The lugs, as well as the pin buckle, you can see them here, they're made of titanium. And then the case itself is made of gold. So that's how this works. You've got titanium lugs and a gold case, and you can see that tonal contrast right there. But this little torpedo tip at the end of the lugs, you can see it easily. That is the last styling vestige of the original Bethune watch, the DB1 chronograph of 2002. And so this is on most Bethune watches through the years. It's one of their elements of styling continuity. So too is the unbranded crown. Denis Flageolet, the creator of Bethune, decided that, like many historic brands and great watchmakers, he would simply put an unbranded crown on the watch. We have pusher adjusters in the flank of the case that can be used for setting the calendar, although there is a quick set mechanism that allows easy setting of the date and the month. Now, not many DB28 models have a solid dial. This isn't a 28, but it looks very much like one. So it's uncommon to see both the floating lugs and a solid conventional dial. I wouldn't call it too conventional, though. As you can see, Bethune using another first. This was the first with the floating lugs, and then the dial is the first to use their sapphire hands. They actually feature blue titanium caps that go on top of the sapphire and give them more definition so you can actually see them. But the idea here is that they will never obscure your view of any feature of the perpetual calendar or the spherical moonphase. These would appear again later on the steel wheels models. The dial is silver, and this is a full manufacture product. Case, movement, and dial all made by Bethune. We have these fire blue titanium indices that act as the hours, and then we have our date, our day, our month. There's a leap year indicator. You can see it's partially gold right there. And then we have a moon phase, and you can see that we'll just move the hour hand out of the way here. Taking a quick look, the moon phase is half white palladium, half blued steel, and it's spherical. You can see it has height. Like the actual moon, it is a sphere. And it is a perpetual calendar moon, which means only one adjustment every 122 years. The perpetual calendar itself doesn't need to be reset, provided you keep it running until the year 2100. Now on the back, we have a very vintage take on de Bethune's famous deltoid double barrel movements. This is the DB2005 that originally debuted on the DB15 Perpetual calendar. But you can see, because the unusual orientation of the watch, remember, this is right side up. The movement is designed to be viewed upside down. So the deltoid is actually pointed down. The case back is clearly inverted. So is the printing on the cap of the barrel bridges, and that's an unusual look. As you can see, de Bethune's logo is very rarely blazoned on this bridge. You can also see that it features a much older version of the triple parachute, triple shock protected bridge, and then yet another early version of a de Bethune signature component, the ever-evolving patented balance wheel. This one's non-annular, so it's not actually a wheel. It's shaped like a yoke, and it features a combination of gold, platinum, and fired blue titanium. So the idea here is, with all of Denis Flageolet's patented balances, maximize the percentage of total mass in the rim, reduce the impact of aerodynamic drag, and reduce the impact of temperature change on timing. We still have the twin self-adjusting barrels. This is also patented. They cannot be overwound by accident. They hold 5 days of power reserve. It is a large movement at 30 millimeters to properly fill this big case back, and it beats away at 4 hertz, so they don't use a low beat rate to achieve that long power reserve. It's a fascinating looking movement. You can see that it also has a signature patented hairspring curve that allows this flat hairspring to breathe concentrically like an overcoil, despite being a flat hairspring. The finishing is excellent. If you look, you can see we have the springs for the parachute and then the bridge below, both with broad mirrored ongulage. Then we have here stripes across the bridges. And if you look carefully, you can see these are Côte de Bethune, so they're mirrored from one side to the other. Rather than just running the abrasive wheel all the way across, you could see the reversal, so that the shaded side of each stripe is facing in towards the center of the bridge. We also have mirrored ongulage within all of the jewel sinks, and you can see every screw head is black polished with chamfered slots in circumference. We have solarization on the barrel covers, and then if you get very close here, you can see the teeth of the ratchet wheel are actually micro-beveled. Difficult to see, but the attention to detail is surpassing. And then the base plate is media polished, and the bridge itself for the balance is black polished. Absolutely gorgeous. 30 meters water resistant, so, don't take it swimming, but it's not really that kind of watch. What it is an historic piece and an apex collectible from one of the defining independents of our time. People always ask me, Tim, what's your Grail watch? And I say, I own it. It is the de Bethune DBD. This may be your Grail watch. Reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.